What's up, guys? IFBB Pro Kevin Jordan here. We're about 3 days out from the Chicago Pro, where I'm looking to step on stage and do some damage. We're here in Bridgeview, Illinois at USA Gym, and I'm about to train some back with my partner, Pitbull Lacombe, who's also getting ready for North American. So, like I said, we're a few days out from the show, so I'm not gonna do anything too crazy, but we're definitely gonna get a good session in. Right now, we moved over to a hammer strength row. I like the row because you can use different variations of the handles to hit multiple parts of the back. So we're just trying to really trash it. You know, we're not trying to break any PRs or anything today. I'm a few days out, but want to get a nice pump and do some damage, break some of that muscle down, get it. So now we switched over to a low cable row. Again, just really trying to squeeze muscles right now, trying to push a little bit of water out. Get a good sweat, get a good pump going. We're moving at a pretty fast pace, doing a lot of volume here. So we're gonna keep it going. We were just chatting about this prep and how it's gone so far, and honestly it's gone really smooth. It's been one of my best. I started off at a lower body fat percentage, so I didn't have to do as much cardio, didn't have to kill myself. The most I've done was 3 days, 45 minutes. If I wanted to do extra, I've done extra.
What's going on, guys? Brent Swansen here with Kevin Jordan, Protein Poppy, getting ready for Wings of Strength here in 2 days. As you all just saw, Kevin went through a more of a depletion back workout. So Kevin, how are we feeling going into the show?
Honestly, I feel incredible, man. I've never felt better going through the last week of a show than I have this week. So I'm excited. I'm really excited for the package that we bring.
Awesome. You know, I know Chicago holds a special place in your heart. You know, not too long ago, you won junior nationals, put your name out there, people knew who you were, getting a lot of coverage, and then, you know, it took you a few more shows to turn pro, and then 2 years ago, doing the Chicago Pro, not probably getting the results you wanted, and now you're back here with a lot of momentum again, pushing forward and hopefully getting that invite to the Olympia. So where do you feel like personally, and as far as your physique wise, that you've come from, you know, 2 years ago being a new pro to right now?
I think it's night and day, honestly, and I think if you look at the pics, obviously we have to wait till showtime, but even from my last show to 2 years ago, I think you can see the difference. It's noticeable as far as, the size, the detail, everything. So I just feel like I'm more of a complete bodybuilder now. I don't think I was putting as much effort into it, and I was relying on genetics a lot more, when I turned pro, and now, I realize that everybody's good at this level. So, I've been working a lot harder, and I'm excited, I'm just really looking forward. Like, it's getting to the point where it's kind of hard to contain the excitement that I have, so.
Which I think, as us bodybuilding fans, who have followed you, it's just awesome because it's not been overnight for you, You've had a lot of great accolades, and they just get better and better. You're a working man's bodybuilder, you knock out one milestone, then the next, and when, I'm not gonna say if because I think it's pretty sure it's gonna happen, when you get that Olympia invite, and even just thinking about it, are you getting kind of nerves in the pit of your stomach, excitement? Because I know, the pinnacle of this year for you will be, actually doing the Olympia and getting that invite.
The goal for me for sure is to qualify. What happens at that show, it's no big deal. I just want to have fun.
Yeah, it's Olympia,
awesome.
man.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So there would be no expectations really, but I'm super excited, and it's funny you say getting the nerves. Like, getting ready for the Mayhem, I was kind of nervous, and I was still debating, even if I qualified, would I do it? And now it's to the point where I'm just full-fledged go. Like, I want to get it, I want to qualify. And we talked about it, and I haven't said much, because I don't want to look too far ahead, but even after Chicago, I'm probably going to plan on doing Vancouver, which is a week later. So my goal is just to qualify, to get on that stage, and to prove to myself that I belong up there, as one of the not one of the best, because I'm not there yet, but I belong up there with other pros.
Of course, yeah, definitely know what you mean. Now going back to, you mentioned the Mayhem a few weeks ago. Back to the Mayhem, for those of you who haven't seen the pictures, go on Kevin's Instagram, Facebook. He has a side-by-side picture of a lat spread in the morning compared to the lat spread at night, and I had to sit and just kind of make a double take of that picture. I was like, he looks like he's about 2 or 3 weeks harder, and it's only been 2 or 3 hours. So kind of tell us about that, and then how do you replicate that look that you had at the night show, for this next show that you're looking that way, in the morning to be, because I personally think if you have that look in the morning, like, you're gonna stay in the middle for quite some time.
That's the goal, and like you said, it's weird, but my body changes so fast and so drastically that we really have to monitor it closely. And this last show, we didn't give myself enough food, so after prejudging, it's funny, my coach wanted me to have like a steak and a potato. I had a burger, some donuts, and out of guilt, I told him, I was honest with him, and he was like, well, what do you look like? And we talked, and I looked better, and he was like, well, have a little more food. So I just kept getting better and better. So we started a carb load earlier this week, Monday, which opposed to Wednesday where people generally start. So we started that a lot earlier, and it's all clean food, but we're just getting a lot of food in. And as much food as we're getting in, I feel like we're gonna need more. So it's really just monitoring myself like every day from this point on, almost every couple of hours.
Right. Now, how has that been mentally, doing a little bit differently, starting your load a little bit earlier in the week? Has it been hard for you to eat that much food, that far out from a show, or has it been like, hey, bring it on, let's just keep eating?
Bring it on, keep eating. The one good thing though is we kind of reduced my protein portions a little bit. We back those off maybe 2 ounces. But the food just it's more and more carbs, and it's nothing crazy, but it's generally just carbs with every single meal. And I feel good, there's no bloating. It's weird, we do something a little different, unlike most people, we use purple potatoes instead of white potatoes, which kind of help with the bloating. So as I'm loading, I don't feel any like distension or any bloating, any stress in my stomach at all. So I feel really good. I actually ate like 15 minutes before I came here, which generally it takes me an hour to let my stomach digest, food. So I feel great.
All right, Kevin, we talked a little bit about, this week coming too, but, the improvements that you made didn't come in the last few weeks. They came over, a long off season. Talked earlier that you really want to hit your legs and your back. Kind of maybe give the viewers at home just a little bit of a sample of how you brought your legs and your back up to the point they are at right now. Well,
basically, I with my quads, that was really, the point of emphasis for me. I have really naturally wide shoulders and wide clavicles. And it's one of those things where my arms and my delts grow just looking at weights, so I have to really hammer my quads.
because they were lagging. So I basically started training them like almost every 3 days. Just lots of volume. I think we talked about it, but I kind of used that illusion, you know, hitting the adductors a little bit, so it makes my legs look a little bigger, and that was something I picked up from Dr. Trudell, who actually wrote an article for me about it. So I thought that was awesome. And as far as my back, I've been hammering it, but I feel like I have so much room to fill out, you know, so I really need to pack on some tissue and just create that density. As far as the width, I think I have that, but I'm not gonna lie, after college and playing football, I stopped deadlifting for a while. I was getting lazy, you know, and it's something I've really gotten back into now, and it was more of a biomechanic thing, you know, it was giving me a little trouble, but I've been working with a chiropractor and just working on my flexibility and mobility, and I've gotten back into, you know, heavy compound lifts, because that's what's gonna put that tissue.
Oh yeah, that puts the tissue on there, that puts mass on there.
Exactly.
And the thing that I think when we talk about the illusion, I mean, you're a pretty tall guy. You're about, 6 foot.
I'm 5'10", 5'10" and a half,
Yeah.
but I look
But
almost
as far as a bodybuilder on stage, I mean, you're standing next to a lot shorter guys, but the illusion you get with your X frame, I mean, I think you said you're weighing in the 240s.
Yeah.
But seeing, you can see through the video, but seeing him out there, he looks like he's 260, 270. So it is an illusion, and I think you have room to actually grow more into your physique because you are a taller guy. So you put even more mass on, good grief, you're gonna look even more freakier than you do now.
That's the goal, you know, and for me, I don't want to rush anything because I don't want to lose those lines. I feel like we probably could have made a little bit more progress, but I see some of these guys and it's not the look that I want. So we're slowly taking our time. I know this next off season, and again, I don't want to get too far ahead, but I got some big plans, you know, just to really hammer it and just try to make this one of the best I've had. So.
Right. Well, we definitely enjoy your look. We enjoy seeing a guy from the Midwest come and turn pro and do well on the pro stage. I'm really looking forward to seeing you, and hopefully you either win this show and get over now, or get enough points to have another guy from the Midwest get Olympia qualified.
That's awesome, man. It's a good feeling, like you said. It's humbling, especially being back here. It's kind of surreal, you know. So I'm really excited. Everybody's just been showing me love. I got to thank you guys at MaximumMuscleReport, my sponsor First Form, my trainer Chad Nichols, and just everybody that's sent me positive messages and great feedback. I really appreciate it.
All right, Kevin, tell viewers out there too, how can they follow you on social media? What are your tags?
If you follow me, my Facebook is just Kevin Jordan. My Instagram is KJ_the protein poppy. It's pretty entertaining if you guys haven't been on there, but I would definitely suggest following me on there. I don't really use Snapchat too much, so really my main ones are Instagram and Facebook.
Awesome. Well, you guys know how to follow Kevin, and you'll see him in 2 days at the Tim Gardner Wings of Strength. It's going to be a great show, great bodybuilding lineup, great women's physique lineup, great bikini lineup. I mean, there's a lot of good names coming out here, so if you're in the area, check it out. Friday all day long, and then Saturday for the men. So Brent Swansen, Maximum Muscle Report, Kevin Jordan, good luck, buddy.
Thank you.